In this movie, I'm going to describe how to change things in the resources area of your site. So the resources area, the resources tool, is really a wonderful thing. It's a whole file structure like you'd see on your computer. You can put folders in there, you can have documents and images, you can have videos in there, and you can set up in whatever structure you'd like. And one of the things that's really nice about it, as I'll show you in a later video, is not only can you upload things singly, one at a time, through this interface, you can also use another interface to dump huge amounts of files. So you could have one giant file, one folder that had many PDF documents or something like that in it, or folders with other things in them. And when you look in here, in our area, we only have one thing. It was the one image that we had that we saw on the front page. Home page. This is the image, and it resides here in our resources area. But say in most of my sites, I like to add two folders. So I'm going to create folders. And the first one I like to call Schedule Materials. And from the same interface, we can add another folder. So I'm going to add another one that's called Site Information. So you can set up these folders to be structured however you want, but I like to have these two particular folders. Schedule Materials, because we're going to put a lot of things in on our calendar. We're going to link things from there, and we like to put it all in there. And Site Information, that's more for general site things that sort of don't fit under the Schedule Materials category. So I'm going to create the folders, and you can see they're appearing right now. If I wanted to add something, say I wanted to add a document to the schedule materials area, I can go, and under the add it says add upload files. So I can click upload files and then browse my computer, find whatever document I want to add, and you can add many files at once if you wanted to add more than one from here, and click upload files now. And now here it is. It's living in our resources area. And you can add many things to the resources area this way, one at a time. Now, each thing in the resources area, you can look at it, and you can see it has its own details. You can upload a new version without, changing the link address that goes there. You can move this around. You can remove it, etc. So, for us, we're going to look at edit details. So, in background info, we're going to hit edit details under actions. Here, you could change its name. You can say its copyright status, and one of the important things here is you can say who's available to. So by default, everything you put in there is going to be available to any member of this site. But if you wanted to, you can make it publicly viewable so anyone in the world could see it. So if someone wasn't a member of your site yet and you wanted to post your syllabus or something, you could make this publicly viewable and then just give them the URL, the link of how to get there. And if you have groups, when we talk about groups later on the site, you'll see that you can restrict this so only members of certain groups can see this thing. But right now I'm going to leave it as it was. Only members of the site can see the file. The next thing down, you can either hide the item or show the item. So hidden means that people with low-level access like students and guests wouldn't be able to see it. People with high-level access like TAs and instructors would. But you could also show the item only for a certain time. So I only want to show it from October 1st, starting October 1st, or I only want to show it, I don't want to show it after a certain date. Or you can say both the before and after dates. Right now I'm going to turn that off and just show this item. And another useful thing here is the web address, the URL. So if you wanted to give, as I mentioned before, you can give someone a link to this document. Everything that's in the resources area will have its own URL. So you can just copy this right here, and I'm going to hit Control-C. You can also click the select URL for copying. It'll show you the entire thing. Sometimes the box isn't big enough to show the entire thing, so it's helpful to click this select URL for copying. And then you can right-click and click copy, or you can hit Control-C to copy, and then you've got the URL for that. So for instance, if I come up here into my browser, open a new tab, and paste in that URL, I find that it's trying to open it, because that's what the default. If you have a Word document and you have the URL for it, I'll try to download it. So I will go down to the bottom and click Update. And so that's how you get in to find out the details of the background information about anything. Other things you can do under any given folder, you can upload more files, you can create more folders, you can add web links, which isn't all that useful, but some people like to do that. a new form item is not something we'll go into, but create an HTML page is also something that's very useful. So if I click that, just the same way that we see in editor before, I'm going to create this and call it the test page. And you can create links here, you can highlight it, you can make it bold. So I'm not going to do anything fancy, but I'm going to make it bold. Scroll down to the bottom and click continue. We'll give it a name. We'll call it test page. And we'll make it, we don't have to change any of the defaults, and we'll just hit finish. And now we see an HTML page in here. We can find the URL for that just the same way. We're going to edit details and finding the URL, or in this case we could just click on it and it'll open up that page, and we can grab the URL from our browser. So we created our own HTML page here right in the resources area, which will come in very useful later on.